when you're buying a house on the closing day, we never know exactly what time it will close. The buyer and seller sign their loan docs typically a day or two in advance. And on the day of closing, title sends everything to the lender, it gets approved, everything gets funded, they send it to the county recorder's office. Sometimes, and if it's a cash deal, it can happen even quicker because nothing has to go back to the lender. So things can close as early as maybe 8:30 in the morning, or if it is being funded by a lender and they're a little slower that day, or the county recorder's office is slower that day, it might not record till 4:30 or 4:45. We have no idea. So it's not anything like you see on HGTV where they slide the keys across the table. We literally have no idea what time it will close on the day of closing. However, that day is paid for by the buyer. So whether they're cash or loan or whatever, everything is prorated based on the buyer paying for that day. And a lot of sellers are like, hey, I own this house until the minute it closes. And hey, you're absolutely right. You do own it until the minute it closes. But the minute it closes, we need to be able to hand the keys over to the buyer. So you need to really be prepared by like 8:30 in the morning to be out. And I cannot tell you how many times we have showed up to a final walkthrough the day before closing and I'm like, how are you ever gonna be out of here by tomorrow morning? And they're like, oh, we'll be out. And I'm like, are you sure? And we will go back the next morning to check and they're not. And they're like, oh, we'll be out in a couple hours, and they're not. And we've had it, not a lot, but often enough where they didn't take their things and go in time. And so we're having to delay closing, or maybe the buyers aren't getting in, we're having to wait to send it to the county recorder's office. And so maybe we're not getting keys till late in the day, or maybe not even till the next day. So our cautionary tale to sellers is it takes more to move than you may realize. You need to plan in advance, but plan to be totally out the day before you close. You cannot be relying on the day of closing to finish the straggler stuff, do your cleaning. That all needs to be done the day before. So hope this helps.